A very stimulating evening to one and all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to today's session. And the topic for today's session is Importance of Multilingualism in Classroom. Hope you are going to enjoy this session. So stay tuned with me. As we all know that all the living organisms living on this earth, they communicate. So do humans. But how humans have developed this particular way of communication? They have developed a language to communicate. Now let me show you how it does. Yes. So humans we have over here, like they have the ability to communicate. So they have used their IQ. They have used their intellectual power to communicate. Child is born with no language in the beginning, but slowly develops language as they grow. But before the use of words, child slowly develops the language. Language is not restricted only to speaking, to learning, to listening. Language is also having different forms. One is the gesture. Other one is the facial expression. And third is the senses we use it. Without language, we cannot imagine this whole universe, the existence of this whole universe, because human beings are the ones which occupies the highest position in this universe. Language plays a very important role in human life. Now, when we talk about language, it helps us to express our feelings, to express our views, to express our opinions, to express our belief. Language is one of the most powerful weapons we educators have. We all are educators sitting over here. We have to ask question to ourselves, are we efficient communicators? Are we really possessing that particular skill of effective communication? The answer to it is yes. We possess that particular effective communication. We possess that particular art, and therefore we are there in this noble profession. We are making the teaching learning process very effective. Now, coming to the next slide. You have to interpret the images over here. You have got only few seconds to answer. So just start your fertile imagination and portray what is given in these two images. Please, teachers, you have got only few seconds to answer. What do the two images convey? Anyone who can tell? Please write in the chat box. Health, and second one is showing wealth. It's transparent. It's illusion. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you that the first image shows of a voyager, a person who travels from one place to another place, one who migrates from one place to another. So he's not only carrying the luggage with him, he's not only carrying the culture with him, he's not only carrying the tradition with him, he's also carrying the language with him. And in the second picture, you can see the city of Florence, and there is a outer frame of a suitcase. This outer frame of suitcase, through this outer frame of suitcase, if we see the city of Florence, it's so beautiful, it's so magnificent. But the city of Florence is not restricted to the boundary or to the frame of the suitcase over here, which is present in the Rose Garden of Florence. It is much beyond that. It is extended much beyond that. So is language. Language is not restricted to the beautiful boundary of any country, but it is elaborated, it is extended much beyond that. So people do carry, as people migrate from one place to another place, as they are moving, even the language is moving from one place to another place. It's extended. Now, there are famous quotes by the famous linguists. What are they? Let's see over here. A German linguist, he says that language is the medium through which a child acquires the cultural, moral, religious, and other values of society. And another linguist, Levy, he says that language is a human faculty and it co-evolves with us. Now, as we know that whether we use a single language or multiple language, both language and human go hand in hand. And through this channel, this particular channel of language, a child acquires the value of society. So language is a very important skill in human life. Without it, nothing is possible in this world. Now, how is language looked upon? So in terms of ordinary people, when we talk about, they don't know from where language has emerged. Okay. And in the terms of linguists, when we talk about, they generally look language as a pairing of grammar and dictionary, that is lexicon. So when we define language, language is defined as a symbolic, rule-governed system shared by a group of people to express their thoughts and feelings. And the study of this language is known as linguistic. Now, coming to the social aspects of language, language is spoken in different contexts. Language has developed a relation, or language is having a relation in a different way in different contexts. How is language related to people? Or how can we say that? Let me give you an example. Like suppose any incident happened in school. Now, if I want to narrate the same incident to my parents or to my father, what will I do? The incident will be narrated in a different way. Maybe the words I'll choose will be different. How it will be different? We will use, or I'll use much politer words. I'll use the words which will not be so friendly with my father. That means I have got a barrier. I'll not speak in the same way as I'm speaking with my friends. There, my way of talking differs. There, my use of language differs. When I speak the same or when I narrate the same incident to my mother, the way of telling will be different. When I speak the same thing, when I narrate the same incident to my dignitaries, of course, the way of telling will be different. That's how language has got a social aspect. It has got relation. That means it develops a relation with different people. In different context, in different place, we use different language. Same language cannot be used with everyone. Now, the question session for the teachers. What does multilingual education involve? Is being bilingual or multilingual a good thing? So teachers, you have got few seconds to answer. So please answer in the chat box. Yes, I'm able to see the answers over here, multiple choice, multiple languages. And other one, yes, that's C, very nice. Thank you, teachers, for giving the answers. Yes, you are absolutely right. I can see that the teachers are really active over here. Thank you, everyone. So yes, what does multilingual education involve? So it involves usage of multiple languages. And is being multilingual or bilingual a good thing? Of course, yes. So slowly we'll explore as we move ahead in this session, we'll explore that how multilingualism or bilingualism is effective in our daily life, or how it is affecting the career of a person, how it's affecting the growth, the personality of a person, how it is affecting the whole education system. So everything we are going to explore in the further slides. Now, what does it mean by monolingualism, bilingualism, and multilingualism? Monolingualism, when we talk about, it's the condition where a person is able to speak only a single language. Monolingualism can also be referred as monoglottism. And as you can see in the picture over there, monolingualism is the illiteracy of 21st century. Why did we call monolingualism as the illiteracy of 21st century? Because we are living in a world with technologies. We are actually connected with technology. We have become techno savvy. We are living in a digital world. The whole world has come closer. So we are actually exposed to different cultures, different linguistic community. We are exposed to different group of people. So the need of time, the need of the hour, and the need of the day is multilingualism. So being monolingual is not going to work anymore. Because gone are the days when we were living in the 20th century, or gone are the days when we were using animals and birds to carry on the message or to pass on the message. We are living in a modern world where we are techno-friendly, where we are together, though we are living apart, but still we have come closer to each other. So multilingualism will be highly helpful in acquiring or building up our communication skill, building up the connection with the people all around. Now, being bilingual, it's, of course, when we are bilingual, we are able to connect to people in a better way. And we can define bilingualism as individuals or groups of people who acquire communicative skills in more than one language. So they are known as bilingual speakers or bilingual. That's what bilingualism is. And coming to the multilingualism. It refers to an individual speaker who uses two or more languages or to a community of speakers. So as I told you, that multilingualism is the need of the time. If multilingual speakers, they outnumber the monolingual speakers. If we are multilingual, we can achieve many things in today's era. Now, there are different types of multilingualism. What are they? The first one is additive and second one is subtractive. And researchers favor additive type of multilingualism. Why they are favoring additive type of multilingualism? Why? Because the learning of second language is not interfered by the first language. That means if somebody is a non-Hindi speaker and goes to a Hindi-speaking state, of course, in order to enhance his personality, in order to enhance his business, he will use that particular Hindi language. So anyway, it's not hampering the first language which is owned by him. So that's why the researchers favor this additive type of multilingualism. Second one is the subtractive type of multilingualism. In this, the first language is being hampered by the acquisition of the second language. When we acquire second language, the first language is being hampered. When you go to America and when you are going to apply for the citizenship, or the people, those who are there, like Indians, when they go to America and they become the citizens of America, what is happening over there? As the generation moves, as their generation move, what will happen? They won't be able to speak their mother tongue. They'll be only communicating in English. So the first language is getting diminished. And a day will come when it will vanish. But the second language which a person acquires is flourishing. So that's why researchers, they don't favor subtractive type of multilingualism. Then what's the need of multilingualism today? The need of multilingualism today is for the personal growth. If we want to succeed in life, we need to be multilingual. Since I told you that everyone, since the globalization has took place, we have come closer to each other. We are exposed to different cultures. So the need of multilingualism is that we are able, or we can develop the respect towards other culture. Until and unless we develop respect towards other culture, until and unless we are tolerant towards other culture, we cannot accept other culture. Then job mobility. In today's era, people are always searching for a new job, or people are getting transferred from one place to another place. So if you are not multilingual, you're not able to survive in that particular condition. Even in the field of education, if we want to go ahead, or if we want to go to some other country for higher studies, we need to adopt a second, or we need to acquire another language. We need to acquire, or we need to know a foreign language, so that there is no hindrance in our studies over there. If we are multilingual, it will broaden our employment opportunities, because we can move out to any state, any region, and we can get a job. And if we are multilingual, we increase our vocabulary. The effectiveness of speech, if we understand many languages, of course, our vocabulary will be enriched. Now, the best example of multilingual state or the multilingual country is India. India is the land of super diversity. Many religions, many dialects, many languages exist over there. Here, the people, the Indian people, they have got different cultures, different religions. Yet we are united. The multilingualism exists at the grassroots level. So we Indians are super diverse. We have got 25 to 30 main languages here in India. Now, we don't know the literature. Everyone doesn't know the literature. Like when we are talking about the layman, we don't know about the literature behind those languages. But still, we know our language, the cultural identity. We have our cultural identity. And when the children of any state go to school, they acquire another language. That's how multilingualism develops. Right from the very nursery class or from the very playhouse, when they go to school, what happens? They are taught in a different language. They are not taught in the same home language or the mother language. That's how they acquire multilingualism. Now, how can we acquire multilingualism? There are two ways how we practice multilingualism. One is the simultaneous way, how a person acquires different language or another language. One is the simultaneous way and other one is the successive way. When we talk about the simultaneous way, if a person is exposed or if a child is exposed to an environment, if a child grows in an environment, he hears a language, that language is simply acquired by that particular child or the person. So he's not aware of the grammatical rules and the set of rules and regulations of that particular grammar. No, he doesn't know or she doesn't know or the child doesn't know about the structure of the sentence over there. But since he is continuously exposed to that particular language, he adopts that particular or he embraces that language. So there is no compulsion in gaining that or acquiring that language. Other one is successive way. So how a child acquires this successive way of acquiring language. So when a child is already having or already knows one language, he goes to school, he is exposed to another language, and there is a compulsion that you have to take one foreign language. Like nowadays in NCF also, it's said that 3 language policy is there. One is the main language, the first language, the second language, and the third language is any foreign language. These days in the urban schools, they are opting for that. So when a child is actually told to take one language or one necessary language at high school level or one foreign language, so that becomes a compulsion for the child. So that is also one way of acquiring multilingualism. Other one is code switching. Suppose if I know a language, suppose I know Hindi and I know English as well. If I say something, a part of the sentence in Hindi and another part of the sentence in English, what am I doing? Am I doing code switching? Yes, I am. So in one particular sentence, I'm using 2 languages. That is also a way to acquire multilingualism. And other one is translanguaging. Suppose I have started with some one language and I have explained one part in one language and ended up with some another language. Or next day when I come, I start up with next other language and I come back to my own language when I close the chapter. That's what translanguaging is. So there are many ways of multilingualism, how we can acquire language. Now, how can we create a learning-rich environment in classroom? There are many ways of creating a language-rich environment. What the teachers can do in order to make a language-rich environment in class. The first way is greeting. We all are educators. The first thing when we enter the class, we greet our students. The students greet us. So the very first thing we can start is greeting the students. So I know one language, I'll greet in that particular language. I know, it's not like I know a language, I know many languages, but the thing is that I have to implement the same language as the mode of instruction what is given in school. I cannot use any other language. Now, what will I do? I have used the mode of instruction, or I have used the same language as the instruction which is given in school. Other students will greet in their own language. So that's how I'm creating a language-rich environment. Other students will also follow. So whatever language they know it, they will use that. Next one is the storybooks. Storybooks, yes, if we can provide them different languages storybooks, it will be helping them in creating a language-rich environment. Another one is the song and the rhymes. If we tell them to sing a song in a different way, even other people, other students of the class, they'll be enriched by that particular language. They'll be exposed to different languages and it will be quite entertaining for them. If we allow peer interaction, maybe a group of students or maybe a single talk. So in that case also, if they start interacting in different languages, so they are exposed to different languages. We can also have a classroom corner. We can also have classroom instruction. So like if they know their language and if they have come across new words, suppose I have given them a word wall. Now you have to use your own language, whatever you have come across in your language, you have to take that and put on the word wall. So that's how other students are exposed to different languages. And we are creating an atmosphere where we can enrich the language. We can include all the learners together. And literacy in mother tongue will be always enriching, because they are much more like we people, we are also very much into our mother tongue. Now we feel much more comfortable. We can also involve the parents and the communities as well, so that they can also help out in acquiring multilingualism. We can also group the learners to mix interactions. So when we group people, when we group children, they also learn to interact together. Now, what are the implications for teachers to cater the needs of students? The first one is use of 2 languages as a medium of instruction. So they're exposed to different languages, and that's how teachers will help in cater the needs of students. Respect to the mother tongue. So every language, as you know, is beautiful and equally important. Third one is translation method. So as when we translate, of course, we use different languages, and that's how students will learn about different languages. When students are exposed to multiple languages in a class, they are becoming multilingual, and also we can implement various multilingual programs and approaches, and we can counsel the parents that yes, what we are doing is the benefit for your child. So that's not going to add up pressure on your child. Rather than we are going to we are going to give an atmosphere where your child will be enriched by different languages. Now, creating awareness. We teachers are responsible for creating awareness. And next one is peer interaction. So when they interact, when they are in a group, they are able to interact freely, and that's how they are able to develop the language-rich environment. Now you know that's the need of the day, that multilingual classroom is the place where people or children from different linguist background, they come under one roof. And this is due to the result of globalization, immigration, spread of education. So we have to consider whether it's an opportunity or a challenge. We are going to deal with the benefits of multilingualism. The first benefit is cognitive. We develop, or we are able to delay the onset of various cognitive diseases like Alzheimer's. We have the power of flexibility. We increase the concentration power. Second one is the educational. Of course, the educational need. Children, those who are bilingual or multilingual, they are much more successful. They are getting promotions, and they are actually smarter when compared to the monolinguals. Coming to the economic one, this is another, what we say is that this is another benefit of multilingualism. They are exposed to more job opportunities. Being bilingual or multilingual will raise their occupational status. And also, coming to the next one is the socio-cultural. This is another benefit. An enhanced connection to the heritage, and it will promote the global awareness, understanding. When we are multilingual, we are understanding about the world culture. So this is about the benefits of multilingualism. So there is a short video which is going to be played over here.
Multilingualism refers to being able to understand, speak, read, and write more than 2 different languages. Many children in India are bilingual, and this number is growing steadily on account of population and cultural integration. In fact, according to a theory called critical period hypothesis, children learn languages more easily because the language in childhood gives children about the benefits of learning multiple languages. Multilingualism gives children a superpower. A multilingual brain receives a high-tech workout throughout its life. Cognitive diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia as much as 5 years, which is evident in countries with multilingual populations. The effort and attention needed to switch between languages strengthens the part of the brain that plays a large role in executive function, and is problem solving, switching between tasks, and relevant information. Multilingualism has been proven to make brains more healthy, complex, and which in turn gives children a chance at a better quality of life.
Now, I would like to end up the session with a quote, and the quote is given by Nelson Mandela. That if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. And if you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. So if we adopt a second language policy, if we acquire another language, if we have the cultural identity. That is the foundation stone for any other language. And with this, I wrap up the session, and I would like to thank every one of you for sparing your valuable time. I would also like to thank you for being a patient listener and accepting the whole thing, understanding the need of multilingualism in today's era.